Hello and welcome to the Sarcastic News Network. SNN. Maybe SSN. Maybe Sarcastic and Satire. I'm not even sure anymore. Dun, 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 dun. It's... Shit's going down, like I've been saying. Shit is going down. It's not cool what's going on. Let's get into it. Let's get into the news. I'm totally unprepared. Much less prepared than last time, and that's the way it should be. Don't be prepared, people. If you ever went to Scouts and you listen to that propaganda of being prepared, don't be prepared. Mic stand. Oh my god. Do I really need... Yeah, I do need to pull it close. It's covering up my Book of Enoch. Absolute must read. If you're a Christian anyways, I believe that it's a must read. I know if I do that, I'm probably screwing it up on here. Okay. Fade out. That's the intro. Now, let's get into some of the stories. That comes up on my MSN feed. Let's see. NASA sets a new launch date for Artemis 2. Well, that is amazing. We gotta all know everything about that. So let's just kind of hear what they're gonna say about that. You know, I'm only one ear in. I don't really give a shit that much. So let's
That's a new date for the Artemis 2. Let's turn to space now. NASA sets a new date for the Artemis 2 launch. The mission to take 4 astronauts around the moon could happen as soon as April 1st. If that date is a no-go, NASA has at least 6 other days in its April launch window. NASA made the announcement after a series of delays and tech setbacks. Artemis 2 is NASA's first crewed lunar mission in more than 50 years.
And why did we stop doing lunar missions for 50 years? That's something that I absolutely would love to know the answer to. Anyone wonder that? Am I the only one who wonders that? Literally 50 and oh, okay. Nothing was turned off. In all kinds of time. And see, this is the thing. I never really get too emotionally, you know, involved in the moon landing and the flat earth argument, because I see a lot of holes in the moon landing story. First off, I absolutely can say that. But it's just, it doesn't affect us. We're like on the precipice of a world war. Who gives a shit if the earth is flat or not? I'm sorry to just say it like that, but who gives a shit? Even if I found out that today, big announcement, and it was so convincing in every way, it would not change the fact that we need to focus on more important things right now. Okay, people who are still making videos about fucking moon landing in 1969. Can you live in 2026, please? We have a madman in control of the White House who doesn't seem to be doing well in a war. He's asking allies for help, and, you know, the enemy sees this shit. He's asking them for help because obviously we're doing so well on our own. This is what he's telling us, and that's what we should believe. You know, we should always believe everything of our supreme leader. And so we're winning. We're winning so much that we need help. So understand for life that you can win that well. You can win to the point you do not, that you just need help winning. You need more, like you're winning so well that we need help on the winning. We need help on the winning. And so, you know, we've obliterated our ants so bad that we need help. That's what we're being told, and that's what we should believe, because that is what our supreme leader told us. Amen. Now, next thing. Like, just want to see what's the next thing. Oh, NASA is totally okay. Don't just autoplay. I hate autoplay. Give me the choice to press play if I want to read it. But NASA SpaceX crew, here we go. NASA. They want to get out of this world because the world news is terrible. And you know what? To some degree, I honestly understand it. I mean, and a lot of people think NASA's complete bullshit, and I'm not even totally. Hey, I might be with you in that train of thought. Honestly, I don't know. It's like I said before, though. It's just not the top of the priorities with what's going on. But at the same time, I would like to be distracted by literally talking about things outside of Earth because it seems like Earth is going to end soon. Elon Musk, you might want to get on that whole Mars mission very fast. We have a madman in office threatening nuclear war. I'm sure there'll be no ramifications of that. So let's hear Greg Gutsville. Opposition to war in Iran has nothing to do with principles or
Harold
results.
Ford Jr., Lawrence Jones, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and
this is too long. I don't give a shit. Let's read what he. I'd rather just read about it. Don't.
The 5.
I would have listened to you if you were shorter. This whore forcing this on me. Can I read this? You really gonna fuck with me like that? Okay, well then I don't give a fuck with Greg. Fuck him. That's my opinion on that.
That's how crazy it's gotten with a low IQ person. You know, because Gavin Newsom has admitted that he has learning disabilities.
I apologize.
Crazy it's gotten with a low IQ person. You know, because Gavin Newsom has admitted that he has learning disabilities. Honestly, I'm all for people with learning disabilities, but not for my president. I don't want. I think.
Well, then get the fuck out of office.
Have learning disabilities, okay? And I know it's highly controversial to say such a horrible thing. The President of the United States, Gavin Newsom, admitted that he has learning disabilities, dyslexia, everything about him is dumb. But then he looked at the audience and said, "But I'm smarter than you," or something like that. That was pretty silly. So now on top of everything else, I call him a racist because it happened to be a black audience. I will tell you this. I think it was the worst interview I've ever seen of any human being in my life.
I think that was one of the funniest things. We should replay this till the end of time. Okay? If everything gets nuked into dust, I hope this clip survives for forever. Forever. He is saying how stupid Gavin Newsom is, and he's trying to break it down how stupid he is. Meanwhile, he's trying to insinuate the President of the United States has said this about him, but instead he says the President of the United States, and then calls the President of the United States Gavin Newsom. So maybe he is the president. I've been saying it. This is the guy that's gonna be the next president, probably, at the rate that shit is going. Who's gonna vote red when you see this happening? This is like the communism red, in my opinion. Let's start stupid fucking wars for Jewish supremacist reasons. Let's just say that, okay? We all know the Bolsheviks. I'm not here to give history lessons, but that's just one of those things in history when they say it's blood libel, and I've literally heard people say that, to say that the Bolsheviks were Jewish. Excuse me. Yes, they fucking were, okay? I'm not saying that the Jewish Torah or the ideology pressed them to do what they did. No. But they were Talmud worshipping Jews, and in some cases just actually some of them didn't believe in God at all, but they were Jewish DNA, and it doesn't affect me. I have no problem with that. I think it's fine. Great to be Jewish, great to be whoever you are, be proud, but I'm just of the belief of this whole, it's all a bunch of bullshit, So it's kind of funny. Insulting his intelligence and says something really stupid. I turned on one video. Now it only wants to show me videos of the articles, and that's something that I might just go to another news source if it's really going to keep doing that. Stop. So what's his message to NATO allies? Will you show me in an article?
Over at the White House, President Trump is sending a new message to NATO allies this morning. He asked what would happen if the U.S., quote, finished off what's left of the Iran. Over at the White House.
He's implying nuclear weapons, by the way. I'm gonna get off this. This is yeah, like they should no. Like if I want to see not the video, can I get that? No, alright. MSN shit. It's okay. You learn something new.
Let's turn to space now. NASA sets.
No, let's not. Yeah, let's turn to space now because this website's shit. Let's go to CNN. We know how great they are. Supreme Leader. Anderson Cooper. Oh man, last thing I need to do is hear his commentary. I'll commentate on him if they want. Iran strikes Gulf energy sites and fires erupt at major Qatar gas hub. Do you see all the benefits right now we're getting from this war? You see the beneficial nature of this war for the United States of America? You see how America first this guy is, our president? You see it? Come on, where's the pom-poms? Where's Ben Shapiro? Where is Mark Levin? Let's do a dance and cheerlead this war, even though Iran is destroying billions of dollars of shit of ours. But we'll do it for the people. For no reason. For fucking no reason. I'm sorry. They were not a threat to us. And Trump yesterday, a man honorably resigns, a military veteran whose wife died in service. He honorably resigns, even complimenting Trump, but just saying he thought this war is just unnecessary and he doesn't like all the death. And Trump still insults this man. Trump is a total piece of shit, okay? Get it through, okay? If you originally supported him, if you would have rotted in jail for him, he doesn't give a fuck about you now. If you are against his stupid war, and if you're not in the situation room next to him saying that's a good idea, Mr. President, if you're not telling him the bad that can come of it, he'll dismiss you and fire you. That's how much of a fucking idiot this guy is. He can't take criticism. Even like he might bring down the whole country in this whole stupid war. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everything I'm hearing is propaganda. But you know, it's just you hear from both sides that they're both winning so much. And then our side is winning to the point where we need help. Our side is winning to the point where we've reached out to China for help. Don't know how to interpret that anyway other than we're not winning. No, sorry, we're winning. Trump said so. We need to keep telling him that because if we don't, he might nuke everybody. That is a fucking true fact. His ego is that big. Tim Dillon said something similar to this. I'm not stealing his bit. I'm being real. I actually agree. That is a fact. He needs to be told what is he's towards the end of his life, man. He wants to go out with a bang, but we got to reassure him that he doesn't need to go crazy. Frustrated Democrats walk out of Epstein briefing with Bondi and Blanche, I'm assuming. That's how it said. Now, of course, they're not going to answer any questions. Now that they got the war, they don't have to release the rest of the files. It doesn't matter if Trump signed it into law. We are a lawless country that is occupied. Get it through the fucking head, okay? No, sorry, no. We're full of laws. It's all great and gravy. The laws work. It's equal application of the law in this country. Every bit of it. If you're gonna protest both sides of this war, I promise you will get equal treatment by the Trump administration. These sick, parasitic bastards. I'm sorry, I can't. It's impossible to keep it sarcastic forever because it's just what. If you protest both sides of this war, one side will literally get deported or charged with crimes. And it hasn't quite gotten to the point where citizens have got charged with crimes yet, but it's coming. It's happening in Australia. This is just insane. What type of blackmail do they have? I wonder, do they just have all our nukes? Is that what it really is? I mean, we gotta think outside the box here. How do they have this much control? Maybe they have all the gold. Maybe, I don't know. They're pulling the strings in a way that is so crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Now, anyway, let's watch. Let's look at let me, instead of just giving an opinion. Frustrated Democrats walk out of Epstein briefing with Bondi and Blanche on Capitol Hill. Okay. Okay, so Democratic lawmakers walked out of a closed-door briefing with Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche after being dissatisfied with how their questions over the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein document were being answered. Well, this is all hearsay because this is all closed door, so I am no longer covering this topic. I can just say that they're using it for political gain, and also that I do think the the Republicans' handling of the Epstein files and cover up and diversions into saying, well, you didn't do anything into the Democrats. Like, no, we voted you in to hold these people to account, and now you're trying to say, well, the other people didn't do it, so we shouldn't either. That's not the logic that we voted you in for. No. Get fucked. Go. Get out of it. Just leave. It would be great if you just left, Pam Bondi. You just got fucking fired. But that won't happen because Trump's totally owned. So what's gonna happen? He won't fire her. He'll probably promote her, if anything. Or what's the promotion from Attorney General? She'll be. I don't know. She'll be the executioner. We'll bring back that. Okay, I'm sure we'll bring back head executioner. If we never had it in our history, prepare for something new. I sound medieval and archaic, but you know something. Violence is just all these people can give you. That's all they can give you. See this? Sorry, I do get really angry when I just see missiles and stuff in the air. This didn't need to happen. It didn't need to happen. And Israeli strike destroys building in Beirut. Why is that making America great again? Please, Trumpers, tell me that. And I was one of you. Understand that when I say this, I was one of you. I thought this dude was going to help. I got bamboozled, tricked, and everything. I can admit it now. I went through a small phase of denial. Right when I first hear him say, are you still talking about the Epstein files? I had it in my mind. Maybe. And this is how deluded I put myself. But this is a story you can share with others, and maybe hopefully everyone can, it's like denazification, but de-Trumpification, okay? I thought it was so delusional. I thought, well, maybe they literally AI'd some fake evidence into the Epstein files to frame him. But if it's fucking fake, he could say it to the American people. He could. And we're at a point where we don't trust the government, and our trust is so low in establishment that even if they said everything about him being a pedophile, if he was just like, look, they're about to frame me, I swear I didn't do it, a bunch of people would have believed him. But I don't think they were going to frame him. I think it was all legit. And obviously, me thinking that in the first place was just a delusional hope. And that's where everyone in MAGA is still, unless they're Zionist and they're for this stupid ass war. Other than that, the others, the noble ones that I do think aren't bad people, you're gonna leave MAGA soon because you're just gonna keep getting disappointed. These are L's. He's like, you're gonna get tired of all the winning. We're not winning anymore, bro. We're taking L's left and right and left and right. In the Middle East, our shit's getting destroyed. Trillions of dollars of infrastructure. Are you serious? This is a win. We're gonna be winning so much. You're gonna say how much winning? Or you're gonna say, please, I don't want to keep winning anymore. And that's where we're at. We're not winning anymore. Apparently, he got to a point where he's like, I don't want to win anymore. And now we're purposely losing. It seems. I don't get it. All the money. We're winning so much that we're asking our allies for help, and they're denying us help. And how much, and we guarantee the security of these countries. But, I don't get angry at them because as NATO, the treaty is if a NATO country gets attacked, then they have to get pulled into it. Did a NATO country get it? No. We launched a war with a non-NATO ally. Or is Israel in NATO? I actually don't know the answer to that question. I mean, I would not be fucking surprised at this point. I have to find this out. And you can call me an idiot for not knowing that. I don't fucking give a shit. Is Istanbul safe? See, I'm not as stupid as that. Is Israel a country? I know the answer to that, but you won't want to hear it. I don't believe it is. Okay, I don't believe it is. There we go. I had to make sure. I didn't want to spread false information. Someone comment. Now you'll comment that I'm stupid that I had to proofread it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was the whole time, but I had to make sure. Get off CNN. Okay, I can put a whole nother side of the brainwash Fox News. But I'm just ranting, I guess, and it's deserved. It fucking is deserved. What government do we have anymore? I mean, when you see they destroyed a building, like, it's not our ally. We're partnering with them to start a war, and we're expecting our allies to help us when the pact is if we get attacked, we all go in together to attack back. This is bullshit. I swear they're going to start sending UN peacekeepers against us at some point, because this is a great way to isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. I don't want to hear about your ongoing... Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong side. Apologies. Gabbard declines to back Trump's Iran threat. Claim as intel divide deepens. Well, see, if Tulsi Gabbard stands on anything, and she stands by any of her beliefs in 2020, when she was running for president, I have previously said this, but then she will probably not long into this resign. I really believe it. And she might want to keep her job to try to help in what way she can. You know, this is me trying to see the good in her. I mean, I'm not being totally realistic here. But, you know, she might be just trying to still do good, kind of not make a statement because she knows. But if she's truly against it, she will be gone soon, whether they fire her or she resigns. And that's sad, but it's true. Because he doesn't want to hear any naysaying about it at all. He can't take any criticism at all. Like, literally, they're saying that he's sending people out of the Situation Room who just say that, like, it's a bad idea if you do such and such. Like, that, you can't handle any negative criticism or even negative possibilities from your decisions. You can't even handle hearing them. Then you're going to be really in a crazy situation when it comes crashing down on you, literally. I mean, it's the whole Führer bunker theory in my mind. I'll explain it to you, since it's just... It's the theory of, you know, you don't realize you're losing the war until you're in a bunker about to die. And I mean, maybe, you know, Hitler might have realized it earlier than that. I don't know. You get the point. I'm not trying to compare him to that for left-wing stupid reasons that they love to do. I'm comparing him to that because the delusion aspect of it. Just thinking you can never stop winning. Excuse me, we can lose too. We can lose too. I don't want us to ever lose, but we can lose too. It won't happen to America. It won't happen here. What happened to the Roman Empire? How long did they last? Oh, it was about this long? Shit. This is basically 250 years. I mean, there was some remnants of it after. So let's look at the strike footage. We love to just see death and destruction. Cheer it on. We say USA. That's probably why that's probably why I'm not fully monetized. It's because I'm doing USA chants to things that are stupid. But you know something? I'm sorry. I love America so much, but I'm telling you, that is something I've seen a lot of Americans do. That is one thing that the people overseas criticize and level against Americans that Americans need to understand. You do that. You cheer on violence and terrible, horrible shit. And you'll literally say USA. It's like, if it's a fight between like a USA and some other country and you're chanting USA, great. But if you're chanting that for death and destruction, you're no better than the people's going Allah Akbar after they fucking explode. Okay? I mean, seriously. Or maybe not they explode, but after they blow up some shit. Like, it's the same thing. You're celebrating murder. And whether they're legitimately people who should have gone or not, it shouldn't be celebrated as such. Supposed Christians, my ass. If you really celebrate it, you're not a real Christian in my mind. Supposed to love thy enemy. What happened to that? This is becoming the serious news network pretty fast. The sarcasm is gone. I'm covering a war now, okay? I can do it when I see the stories that are great. When I see a homeless man on bath salts who happens to walk down the street and give us his opinion of the world, that's what I want to cover. That's the type of normal news that we should be covering. But instead, we got to talk about the Strait of Hormuz. That's the most important thing in our lives now. The fucking Strait of Hormuz. Where is that? On the globe? we could point it out. We could go there. But we're nowhere near it. And that's all we're concerned about, though. The fucking Strait of Hormuz. Let's send every military member to the Strait of Hormuz. And if any person, we're making enemies everywhere, and if any of our enemies want to attack the homeland, we're in the fucking Strait of Hormuz. We'll have to fly from the Strait of Hormuz back. We might have to take a ship, literally, huh? The Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is all Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz. That's all that's in the news. It's all controlled by Jews. I'm gonna say it. Don't really care if they say I'm racist, because I know I ain't, so they can suck. They are lame as shit for always saying this. The anti-Semite bullish. Sick of it. I am sick of it. It makes me want to puke. Makes me want to puke. That is just the truth. It makes me want to fucking puke. I'm sick of all of this. Intelligence men are killed in precision airstrike. How do you even know? How do you know it's not some just random guy? What's his name? Okay, they did actually give a name. Esmail Khatib. Okay. So if they started striking America and taking out random politicians, bro, like, oh, they got fucking Elizabeth Warren. I mean, this is what's happening in Iran. Why? Why? Why is this Make America Great Again, Trump? I want you to explain it to me. And no longer will I go after the base saying, why are you still supporting? You know what? It's directed to you now. Why is this making America great again? How are they a threat? What changed since the 12-day war, where you said you declared pretty much victory in the sense of destroying their nuclear program? What happened since then? What intelligence have you learned? You need to tell us. Don't false flag us and trick the retards into being happy about this war. Please just explain what happened in between now and then. If there's a legitimate reason, I might accept it. That's the thing about these motherfuckers. It's like there might really be a reason, actually. No sarcasm on that. There might really be a reason. But if there was, would they tell you? Fuck no. They're not going to tell you the real reason that they need the fucking Strait of Hormuz and Iran and all this shit. They're not going to tell you the real reason. And they might nuke Iran. That's what they're literally threatening. It's terrifying. It's just, this is not, and you know, I heard a rumor, and that's all I can say, because I cannot even remember who told me this. But somebody told me sometime, let's say the second or third quarter of last year, that something leaked in France. And it had something to do with, like, some medical institution in France had warned top people, maybe in hospitals or something, that some mass casualty event would happen by, I can't remember if they said March or May of 2026. So I just wanted to relay that too. And I wanted to put that out into the world. And look it up. I could have been lied to. This was something I heard secondhand and I never looked up since. And I'm not even looking it up here. But I'm just saying, if there was some type of warning about a mass type of casualty event, almost like a war or a missile or something, warned about in France, for around this time of year, around March, or maybe it was May, because I can't remember. It was an M month. It was a month that started with fucking M. And I will actually just ask the person who told me this. I know who told me this, but where they got the information. But the point is that I now remember that. But the point is that yeah, this might have been planned. Do you think there aren't people who war game things? They told us, the WEF, that America will not be a superpower by the year 2030. How are they going to do that? I don't know, but what's happening currently seems like it could be absolutely helping towards doing that. I'm sorry I haven't really been going off on these stories. It's just been on my screen. I just am ranting, but it's just, it's really, it's from the heart. I really don't know what's going on here. But let's just go into the brilliant decisions. I was talking about Gabbard. Let's actually see what she said. Okay, I want to. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard declined to say whether intelligence showed that Iran posed an imminent threat to U.S. prior to the launch of recent offensive operations. So that's pretty significant. As Trump has repeatedly asserted, he has repeatedly asserted they were this big threat, and she has declined to. She has declined to say whether intelligence showed that Iran posed an imminent threat. And she would know. Director of National Intelligence? Yeah. What is the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no? Senator John Ossoff, Democrat from Georgia, asked Gabbard during the Senate Intelligence Committee annual worldwide threats hearing on Wednesday. The only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president. What? Are you serious? No one else can determine what's an imminent threat? Only this guy that's getting bent over and penetrated by BB is the only one who can fucking determine that? Are you serious? What kind of blackmail you got on you, Gabbard? I was on your side up until that statement, but let's go on. I get angry too quickly sometimes. The White House has repeatedly argued that their stockpiles, nuclear stockpiles that never got to, and ballistic missile capacity pose an imminent threat to the U.S. That's why we decided to go to war with them so that we can face those missiles ourselves. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, Trump said on March 1st, after getting bent over and anally penetrated repeatedly by Bibi Netanyahu. That part they left out of the story. That part I'm adding in because it's probably what happened. I don't have any, it's alleged. I'm alleging it, but I don't have any proof. So I admit that I might be wrong, okay? So if you sue me, I understand that might not have actually happened because I don't have proof, but I think figuratively speaking, the penetration happened, okay? Okay, so he basically said, was there an imminent threat, yes or no? He pressed her further. It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and what is not an imminent threat. That is an insane statement to hear from anyone in it. You need to be fired on the spot, except for the guy that's controlling you is worse than you. But the internet, so the IC, which is what the intelligence community assesses the Operation Epic Fury is advancing fundamental change in the region. Iran's conventional military power projective capabilities have largely been destroyed, though they send missiles and fucking drones still nonstop, leaving limited options, which is what I just said. Definitely those things are still on the table. They still have missiles that they can fire into the Strait of Hormuz, the most important thing in the world now. The most important thing, hey, it costs more for you to live. Hey, the life-saving medication that you need, it costs more now. All these things don't matter as much as the Strait of Hormuz. You have a friend who's dying? I'm sorry, but we got to talk about the Strait of Hormuz. It's more important. They're now saying it's Trump derangement syndrome. Trump derangement syndrome. No, it's not. It's the Strait of Hormuz syndrome. It's the Iran syndrome. It's the Israeli Jewish supremacist syndrome. Strait of Hormuz. S-O-H. So they'll talk about Strait of Hormuz, bro. Number one thing that people are now an expert on, the Strait of Hormuz. I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but I that's all I'm hearing. That's all I'm hearing. It's like 9/11. You kept hearing about terrorists. Bin Laden. 9/11. They repeated it so many times. The only fucking repeating thing I keep hearing is the Strait of Hormuz. And then when Trump trying to say these people cut women in half, it's like, what? Come on, man. They are a pretty fucked up regime. You can say some legitimate things. You don't have to lie. I'm sure that some guy probably did that in Iran, but I don't think their government regularly does that ritualistically or anything. And if they do, please prove it. Oh yeah, proof. Something they're allergic to. They're also allergic to the fucking truth. So she's asserting that their strategic position has been degraded severely. So has ours. We won't talk about that though. They're talking about deaths, and who knows if the numbers are true. Iran claims it's much higher than what we're saying. I don't know. I do know though that they are leaving out that a lot of our military installations in the Middle East region is getting destroyed. Billions of dollars worth getting completely wiped out. And so we can talk about what we're doing to them, but why are we not listening to what they're doing to us? Is this just, it's the madness of the world we live in today. You just, it's so propaganda, they don't even care anymore. They're to a point now where it's just like, look, you're either going to believe us because we've been giving you the news forever, or you're not. We've been giving you fairy tales and movies all of your life. We've been telling you the truth a lot of your life. So now that we're lying nonstop, you either are with us and you just can't break the spell, you don't want to believe it, that we're liars, or you're just in the cult with us, or you're against us and you're a Nazi, anti-Semitic, just you name every horrible thing they can call you to dissuade your actual argument, which has nothing to do with promoting the values of National Socialism or the values of someone who hates Jews, because I would never do either of those things, really. Anyway. Tulsi Gabbard, I'm sure it was just more press. Yeah, so don't really know. Yeah, everything on Fox News is about this. Okay, spring break. I want to cover something else. I'll stop ranting in a non-sarcastic way, maybe, if I do that. Party chaos caught on camera as police push new tactic to scare spring breakers. They got, police have a lot of crimes and murders to deal with in the world. So I'm glad that they're devoting their time to the almighty crimes of kids on spring break. Thank you. I'm so glad. The resources, the money, the taxpayer, it's just another thing. It's like the war. I'm glad it's going on these things. So, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy? Left and right wing should come together and unite in being happy that we are now going after spring breakers during a war. This is also another resource that our taxpayer money is going to. None of this is what we voted for, but this is what we secretly wanted. They knew it. They had the magic ball. How did they know? I can't stop smiling, dude. Yes, this is what we got to go after. We can't attack criminals. We don't want to go after violent crimes. Why would we do that when we could break up parties and spoil fun? It's on camera. That's 11 minutes though, so I'm not going to go into all that. I'll just try to summarize it, which is usually the longest thing ever. But authorities in Florida are taking spring break by storm by sharing a viral body cam video in an effort to crack down on rowdy college students allegedly breaking the law. Ooh, the law. The Big County Sheriff's Office, BCSO, motherfucker, which is the jurisdiction over hotspot Panama City. Oh shit, they have jurisdiction over another country. These bastards are crazy. They're operating in Florida and in Panama. Has launched a social media campaign looking to deter college students from engaging in unlawful behavior. Don't do it. Don't think about it. Don't even think about it. You're 20 years old? I don't want you to. You cannot take a drink. You can sign up and die in this stupid fucking war, though. But you can't take a drink of alcohol. We'll make sure the sheriffs have an elaborate plan. Let's go. We appreciate visitors that respect our community and laws, but we will not tolerate disorder and illegal activity. They won't tolerate it. Murder people? Homelessness? Drugs being shot up in front of kids in the street? Spring break parties? Wee wee wee. The alarms go off. I'm terrified, okay? We need to be breaking those off. I'm not scared of the murderers. Why would I be? I'm scared of people partying and trying to have fun. Thank you for putting the resources and the taxpayer money into what we need done. It is so I love it. I love it. This is Fox News when it's not talking about the war. This is conservatism. This is what the boomers loved. Not all. I'm not generalizing all of you. A lot of you are great, but a lot of your generation is just admit it. Okay, just admit it. There's a lot of trash in mine too. Don't worry. But this is Fox News, okay? And it's essentially made for people of that generation, because I don't know if any young person can consume it and not laugh at it right away. I mean, it's just this is what we need though in our country. We need to crack down on spring break during wartime. And, eventually, if you protest the war, it's going to probably land you in jail. And maybe, all options are on the table. They're talking about nuclear weapons. They're talking about having people, like literally drafted for a war. This is insane. I'm not going to fight in your fucking war. I refuse right now off the bat. And you could be like, hey, oh, this guy's they're going to arrest me. No, I have dual citizenship. I can leave this fucking country. I don't want to, and I hope that never happens. Because I'm pretty sure the country I go to will probably make me fight a war too, later and down the road against Russia or some stupid shit. I don't want any of this. I know who wins in the end, and that's the reason why I gotta calm down, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to cuss less, all that. I really am. It's a time that we gotta look at the world. We gotta remember there are good things too. And we gotta preserve it, because there's a lot of destruction. And hopefully the destruction will end soon, and nature can blossom again from it. Because nature has a great way of healing itself from the horrible things that humans do. Mycelium in the ground literally will rebuild the dirt and everything that gets destroyed. And I care, dude. I care about people. I don't like that people are dying. I don't like that animals are dying. I don't like that a part of our world is being destroyed just because it's called Iran. This is Persia. This is Persia at one point. These are the Persians. I never feel like they were weak people. And just for the record, as an American, I hope I'm not committing high treason by saying this, but I have respect for you, Persians. I do. I don't necessarily know if I would ever support your government, no. But I understand that you've been attacked first in a war that Zionists in our country started, and I just hope you know that most Americans are totally not in favor of this, and Trump is going to lose all his popularity for this shit. And I hope most Republicans resign from the party, and I also hope that people don't go Democrat either, because they love the wars too. We got to free ourselves from this country, from the people who run this country, I mean. We don't need to find another country. I was saying that sarcastically. We need to find a government that abides by the laws written out in the Constitution. That's all we need. Because they're breaking the Constitution. They've been breaking the laws of it for so long. Trump did it by launching this war. You're supposed to get approval from Congress. I don't give a fuck how anti-Iran you are. You have to acknowledge that that is breaking the law. You could say, oh, it was an imminent threat. Well, then prove it to me. Because if you can't prove it to me, otherwise you're just blowing smoke up your own ass and mine. And it's just not, it's not a justification for people dying. And a lot of people defending this claim to be Christian. Remember, who died on the cross for your sins. Remember, would he think the way you think about these innocent people that are getting bombs dropped on them? Would he? Would he show them grace and mercy? So, even the people murdering him at the time of his murdering, being tortured to death, even the people torturing him to death as he was being tortured to death, asked for God to forgive them. We don't have a very forgiving leadership class at all. It's sickening. If you're Christian, this country's fallen so far from Christianity. Fallen so far. So I'm sorry that the tone of this episode is just... I've been saying this since the start of the war. Tone is not sarcastic anymore. That's why I'm thinking of just calling it the Sarcastic Satire Network. I don't know. Still in the early phases of this, but yeah, it might not even be satire anymore. This might just be the realest shit. It's just Alex Lee Rants Network, whatever it is. I'm just covering the news, and anytime I go on rants about how insane this is. Who can't? It's dumb, and you can't justify it. Can't justify this shit. Ex-school principal sideline for Charlie Kirk comments makes sick admission. I'll cover this, and I think I'll end it there. Ex-principal sidelined over Charlie Kirk controversy, now headed to prison in illicit image case. Fuck. Okay, what's that mean? Former Oregon high school teacher or principal who had been sidelined for talking shit and making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, I'm assuming. Okay, let's see what he says. It'll probably say his name is Jeremy P. Williams, 50, of Longview, Washington, and was sentenced 61 months behind bars after pleading to 3 months of... Oh, so he had possessions of depictions of a minor engaged in sexually explicit conduct. And he has to register as a sex offender and serve 3 years of supervision after his release. A man who celebrated the murder of Charlie Kirk happened to be a pedo. What a fucking shocker. Well, if you celebrate murder, you're already a sick fuck. I don't care. Like I said, even the enemies deserve some level of grace. Truly, if you're a Christian, you know that. But I'm sorry. Anyway, you don't celebrate if you celebrate murder, you're a sick fuck, and I don't think you're too far away from being a pedophile. I do think that it is a huge stretch. Don't get me wrong. Celebrating a murder is pretty horrible. Committing a murder is pretty much the ultimate sin, along with hurting a child, and especially if it's murdering a child, then it's the ultimate sin, and I don't think it's forgivable. I really don't. But that's not for me to decide. And yeah, sorry for going all religious on you people. Sorry for whatever. It is what it is. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm only sorry that I'm not keeping it as sarcastic as I'd like to, just because it's hard. It's hard. The news is a bummer lately. Okay? You can see my first 2 episodes. You can see how I was fucking around. This is just, it's gotten less fun, but it's okay. I want to continue to do this. I'll get better at it. I'll figure out my craft. Maybe sarcasm and comedy isn't the whole way. Maybe ranting is the way I'll go. I don't know. I'm learning this as I go along. So, fine. And so, if you do enjoy my or agree or disagree with my opinions, let me know. Feedback is always appreciated, whether good or bad. I don't really care. But I mean, I care, but I'll take it if it's constructive, and if it's just meant to talk shit, then that's cool. You can tell me that too. Hey man, fine. I only went to Fox News, CNN, and my own ranting brain today, and that's all you needed, because I know what's going on. All they're talking about is the war, and so I'll bend the knee this time, and well, not just this time. I'll bend the knee again and do it too. But I think next week I might come in with a slew of stories that have nothing to do with the war. Like literally, I'll cover it a little bit, of course, but yeah. Because I like to entertain and make people laugh, and This is angering me. This coverage, a lot of stories are sad and upsetting. I can put a twist on a lot of things and make it funny, but when it's a war started by Zionists for no reason, I'm not gonna sit here and make light of it. I just can't, and it's not even a moral stance. It's just I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. So, being the Orthodox type of Christian that I am, I recommend just pray for this country. Admit we're all sinners every morning and ask for forgiveness. And I even put them on a little display there. Read your Holy Bible. I personally like the Dead Sea Scrolls version of it, the most ancient version of it. And I have to have the Book of Enoch because they didn't put it in there. They put a little bit of it in there, but for some reason not the full Book of Enoch, so I have that separately. But when I get to that part, then I just read the full Book of Enoch. It's a very, very fascinating book. And it's one of those books that you can see why they took it out of the Bible. But in Ethiopia, they never did, so I respect the hell out of Ethiopia for not doing that. You know, there's a lot of things about Ethiopia I don't know much about. I just kind of hear them reference when talking about people who are hungry. But hey, they have the right Bible. They did not leave out a very important manuscript and text and book of an important religious figure. And talking about angels and things that are maybe alien to the mind, but it's all worth it. All worth a read. Let's put it that way. And it wouldn't shatter. And I don't think it's anti any form of Christianity, any denomination. There's certain people who will dismiss it. Maybe certain denominations will dismiss it, but yeah, I just recommend it. Okay, nothing to do with news, nothing to do with sarcasm or this episode. I don't even know what the fuck's on my TV right now, so I'll at least go out with this music. See you next week.